Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Teens Up Nifemi podcast. It's your host Oluwa Nifemi, and I'm so happy to be here once again. I hope you're doing fine, and I hope you're doing good too. Last week's episode, we talked about tolerating others, and on this episode, we basically talked about how to tolerate others, the importance of tolerating others. So, if you have not listened to that episode yet, please click on the link and listen to that episode. Last week was my birthday, right? I announced it on the previous episode. It was on the 9th of April, and it was an emotional and lovely day for me. I got to celebrate with friends, I got to celebrate with family, and I basically just realized some things. I came into the understanding of some things, and I'm definitely going to share it on one of the episodes, and you should actually anticipate it. It's me just basically giving my testimony, how far God has brought me, how far I've gone. So that episode is definitely coming soon, so anticipate it. And I'm still trusting God for a new microphone for the podcast, because you will notice that for some episodes now, our audio quality has been a bit low, and that's because my microphone got spoiled. So I'm trusting God for a new one, and I know He's going to do it for me. So keep praying with me, keep joining in the faith. We are getting a new microphone soon. That being said, let's get into the business of the day. Welcome back from that short break, guys. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is don't belittle yourself. And what does it mean to belittle yourself? It means making yourself feel unimportant and not worth it. And it is also called self-depreciation. Now, I have a question to ask you. Why do you undervalue yourself? Do you know you are worth more than you think? I also want you to know that you should never look down on yourself. Now, I know I've talked about a similar topic before: self doubt, knowing your true identity, everything relates to each other. And why I keep emphasizing on topics relating to this particular issue is that because I know people tend to look down on themselves, they tend to belittle themselves. And it's not something that is good. And I know in the society that we are in, what people say, what people do, make people look down on themselves, make people belittle themselves. So today I just want to address that topic to the best of my knowledge. Now, why do people belittle themselves? One thing I've noticed is that they are insecure, and because of them being insecure, they tend to belittle themselves. Now, take for example, you want to go for a particular opportunity, and then you trying to, like, maybe you want to run for a post in your class, and then you see someone more popular than you see someone more outspoken than you. It's normal to feel insecure about certain things in your life. Now, how do you now get out of that insecurity? You start building yourself up, making yourself confident, building your confidence, building your self-esteem. Another reason people belittle themselves is past event. Now, when someone says something to you in the past or even in the present, you tend to think about it. Now, when someone says something bad about you, like someone says you are not outspoken, you can't do anything, you can't achieve this particular thing that you have said to achieve, it is something that will always be at the back of your mind, and it will keep repeating. That word will keep repeating. And one thing is, words, they stick. And me, I always say that words generally, if it is hurtful, it will pain me, because I'm someone that I take words to heart. So what someone has said to you in the past, what someone has done to you in the past, can also make you belittle yourself. I also want to put it out here that we as individuals, we should not belittle others. As much as we belittle ourselves, we should not belittle ourselves, and we should also not take part in belittling others. Now, practical ways to take not to belittle yourself. The first thing I'll say is accept and come into the understanding of who you truly are. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. You are destined for greatness. So you need to accept the fact that yes, you are set out to achieve great things. You are set out to do what God has called you to be. Accept and come into the understanding. For fine, you might accept that okay, yes, I can do this thing, but do you actually understand? Do you actually believe that you can actually do that thing? So accept and come into the understanding and realization of who you truly are. The second thing I'll talk about is celebrate your wins and strength. And this is something most people don't do. No matter how little your wins are, learn to celebrate it. And this is something I was always guilty of. I tend to not focus on how small my wins were. I was always targeting the bigger wins. So most times when the bigger win did not come, I felt bad. But the moment you begin to acknowledge your wins, even the smallest ones, you build that self awareness in you, you build that self confidence in you, and document things that you love about yourself. Literally take your journal, write things that you love about yourself, because as you see it, you are reminded of how good you are, you are reminded of how special you are, how smart you are. And I'll also say affirmations. Have daily affirmations about yourself. Say good things about yourself to uplift your spirit, because when you actually dwell in the fact that you are not good enough, it takes a toll on your general life, because things that you are meant to do, things that you are actually opportunities that you are meant to take, you are not able to take them because you feel that it is not for you. Like you have already looked down on yourself that you feel that you can't actually achieve that thing. So celebrate your wins and strength. Another thing I'll say is no negative talk. Avoid negative talk. Imagine you just sitting down and actually intentionally looking down on yourself, saying that you can't do this thing, saying things that you are stupid, you are not worth it. Those words actually have damages they would play in your life. So avoid negative talk and actually be positive. Learn to have a positive mindset. It is not so easy, honestly, I would not lie. But the moment you keep saying negative things to your life, it shows in your life. That's one thing people do over and over, over and over again, over and over again. Don't compare yourself to anybody. There are times I actually did compare myself to people, and I wished I always acted the way they acted. I wish I was always as outspoken as they were. I wish I had opportunities as they had. But God created each person individually. Your paths are different. Your course to your chosen career is different. So don't ever compare yourself to anybody and avoid negative talk. Another thing is forgive your mistake. Now, when you make mistakes, you are meant to learn from them. Learn from those mistakes so that you don't repeat those mistakes again. But some people tend to dwell on their mistakes, and they so much dwell on it that they don't forgive themselves for making that mistake. And because you don't want to forgive yourself, you belittle yourself. You make yourself not feel worthy of that forgiveness. So no matter how huge that mistake you might have made, as long as you have asked God for forgiveness, then totally forgive yourself, because the guilt of that mistake that you make will actually affect you. So forgive yourself totally, and rather than dwell on it, pick yourself up, learn from that mistake, and work towards not repeating that mistake again. The last thing I'll be talking about is watch your circle. Watch your circle of friends, because there's an adage that says, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. You cannot tell me that you are working towards not belittling yourself, and then you have a circle of friends, of people who belittle you. It cannot work. Have friends of like minds, friends who encourage you, friends who support you, friends who uplift you, friends who pray for you, not friends that look down on you and at every small time they are always quick to say, don't even bother doing this thing because you are not going to win it. Have friends that encourage you. And this just there was this thing that happened last week. a friend of mine went for a pageant show, and her circle of friends, we are friends, we actually went to support her. And as much as she was feeling tensed, as much as she was feeling a bit scared, we were there to support her. The way we screamed, the way we shouted, the way we were rooting for her, it gave her this boost of confidence. Initially, she thought she was not actually going to win, and my baby girl actually came out as one of the top winners. So imagine if she did not have a good circle of friends. Imagine if right from the start, when she wanted to apply for the pageant, she had friends telling her that you can't do this thing, there's no need going. She had friends telling her that, what is the point of going? You're just wasting your time. Imagine if she had short friends. She wouldn't have actually emerged as the top winners. Because it was a great joy for her and a great joy for us to see her being part of the top winners. So have a good circle of friends. And the moment you realize that, okay, this friend, she actually belittles me, do away from that person. Do away totally from that person. Surround yourself with people that encourage you, that support you in anything you do. And as you follow all these practical ways, I want you to come into the understanding of who you are. Don't for any reason belittle yourself. Don't for any reason look down on yourself. And also learn not to belittle others as well. Learn to be part of people's growth. Learn to be part of people's support. Learn to support people in the smallest way that you can. It actually goes a whole lot in their lives. God bless you. I really appreciate you for staying to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much. I love you. And remember, God loves you even more. Bye.